had a client ask me about how to do Nuali breath, which is the stomach pumping breath that helps us detox our organs, our intestines, and to create better mobility and strength within the internal muscles in the abdomen. This is something that I've been practicing on and off now for probably about 15-ish years or so. I did this while I had severe chronic illness and many other things. There are three main parts to Nuali breathing. The first is Agni Sara, which is where we are doing breath of fire. So this is where we are pumping the belly in. The second is where we are doing our root lock. So this is where we are squeezing the piriformis like we're stopping to pee, and then we're also lifting the belly button up and in. So I will show you what those two look like. And then thirdly, it is the abdominal rolls where you're moving the muscle side to side or in and out. And this is what takes time to build, and I am nowhere near perfected on this. I can get some of my rolls down. So first of all, let's talk about Agni Sara. So I'm just gonna unfold these down a little bit here so you can see. So Agni Sara is where we are bringing the belly button in, and then we are bringing it out on the inhale. So on the exhale, it's like kind of like a forceful in. So I'm gonna show you a couple of these. So that is as I'm breathing in, my belly naturally goes out, and as I'm exhaling, it's a sharp, it's like a physical pulling the muscles in, like just if you are just like trying to flex your abs, but you're doing it quick. So now when we are doing Agni Sara and we are doing Nuali breath, we do not want to do either one of these if we are pregnant or if we are on our cycle. With the Nuali breathing, the entirety of these three parts, from Agni Sara to the root lock holds to the muscle wiggling back and forth here, those we want to do on an empty stomach, preferably first thing in the morning before you have anything, even potentially before you have a couple sips of water. And this is because everything has, and after you go to the bathroom if possible. So this is when everything is kind of moving. Now this also can help to create the movement to go to the bathroom to strengthen those internal muscles as well. So we have the first part, which is the Agni Sara, the breath of fire. So just practicing this, if you've never done breath of fire, this is something to just begin practicing first to get this down. This creates heat in the body. This does allow for some mobility into the intestines for sure. And it also is great for detox. So this is something that you can just practice first if you've never done breath of fire. Our second part is our two root locks. So the first one is like we're squeezing our piriformis. This is where our sexual organs are. This is where our anus is, and we're squeezing up and in with that. So we just like if we have to go to the bathroom or we're like, oh my gosh, I need to hold that in. That is exactly what we're doing here. We're holding in all of that energy and we're pushing it upwards. So in yoga, in many practices, we use that breath to push it upwards here, or that hold, that root lock hold, to push our energy upwards. And in Kundalini yoga, this allows for the energy to start climbing up the spine here. This is also great just for pelvic floor as well. If you're trying to strengthen your pelvic floor, just practicing those as essentially like a Kegel as well, just like practicing holding that in and that lock in. So you're gonna do that with an exhale and then squeeze. The second lock is the bandha here. So this is where we're going to first squeeze the root lock, and then we are going to exhale, pull the belly button up and in. So again, this is a practice of, you can practice with the exhale, and then as you exhale, squeezing that belly button in, pulling the ribs in, and squeezing up. So those are kind of the two movements for the second lock, is exhale, like that. Now, when we are doing Nuali breath, we take this to the next level. So that is the lock in itself. And now we are going to be doing the stomach vacuum for the Nuali breathing. So this is part of part 3 here. So 1 is Agnisara, the breath of fire. 2 is the 2 root locks, the root lock, and then the belly button lock, the up and in of the belly button. And now we are going to be doing the full stomach vacuum. So I'm going to show you this. This is where we are going to let all of our air out. And you're going to allow for that belly to come in like that, the vacuum. So again, this is something that takes time to learn how to do, and it's all about strengthening this whole area. And if you've been doing yoga, if you've been doing breath work, then there is some understanding of what the body is doing in this breathing. Even if you've been a singer or an athlete who has used breath for various things, like there is some control and understanding where the breath goes. And it just takes time. When I started doing this, I had no experience other than, just my yoga practice and just beginning to learn all of this around that time. So I'm going to show you the whole thing together now. This is where we are going to be doing the Agnisara breathing in 10 breaths. And then we are going to be doing the root locks 1 and 2 from the root to the 2 locks, the root lock and the belly lock here. And then we are going to be doing 3, which is the stomach vacuum, sucking everything up and in. And then I'm going to show you what the muscle rolls look like. So we're going to start with the breath. Sitting on the knees is the way that I do it. Some people stand up to do the belly vacuum. I've seen people sit cross-legged to do the belly vacuum, but this is the way that I do the whole thing, is sitting on my knees like this. And if you want to sit on like a pillow or something like a bolster or something like that, you can do this if that is more comfortable for you as well, especially if you don't have the knee flexibility yet for sitting like this for long periods of time. So let's go through a round of this. So that is 1 round of Nuali breath. When we do the exhale after the 10 Agnisara breaths of fire, we can do a lion's breath where we are sticking the tongue out, and this is great for detox in itself, just doing the lion's breath with the exhale like that. So I typically do 3 rounds of this where I am moving the belly like this. And doing this full set. So I'll do 1 more round just to show you here. I think my arm might have been in the way, so I'm going to move that out of the way so that you can see. So that is 2 full rounds of the Nuali breathing. Now on that second around there where I was doing just the Agnisara breath of fire, like that was producing so much gurgling for me and just a lot of movement. So on round 2 and 3, there's a lot more mobility that's happening in the gut. And you can already feel that. Again, just doing the breath of fire is potent in itself to help like create this movement through the intestines, through the body, and create that detox through the breath of fire. So let me know if you have been practicing Nuali breathing, or if you'd like to give it a try, or if you have any questions on how I do Nuali breathing. And give this video a like if it has helped you, and share it with a friend if you think that there might be somebody that's interested. I am a wellness coach, a yoga teacher, and a brain retraining coach. I do energy work and tarot readings. If you're inquiring about anything else I do, go ahead and check out my Instagram or some of the other videos, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!